Okay, Craig, welcome to the channel.
Thank you very much. It's lovely to be here.
Yes. So first question is just to introduce yourself to everybody watching.
So my name is Craig McLeod. I host a YouTube show about drifting called Drift My Ride, where people bring along their cars and I have a shot of them. I also compete in the Scottish Drift Championship and generally waste all my money on all this crap.
Okay. Second question is, what do you do for a living to fund all this?
I run an interactive design agency, which is just me, but with we design software for museums and visitor centres. So the simple way of putting that is if you ever go into a museum and a visitor centre, there's a touch screen thing, that some stuff happens, I do that.
Yeah. No, that's cool. I've never met anybody who does stuff like that, and I didn't even know that was a job. It is,
No, I pretty much invented it.
Yes. Okay, third question. How and why did you get into drifting or motorsport? I don't really know your history before drifting.
Yeah.
Or was that the first thing?
No. I've always loved cars. My dad had like an E30 325. I had a few of them actually, and that was. I remember this is my first memory of drifting, of him at a roundabout and just like he just went round this roundabout and the back end came out and I was like, this is the best thing in the world. Bat out of hell on tape in the thing. Yeah, it was that. So I've always loved cars.
Yeah.
But I couldn't afford anything. Like I started in mountain biking. I used to race downhill mountain biking. I was pretty crap at that. Like I crashed a lot and I hurt myself all the time.
Is there much of a change?
No, there's not really. I hurt myself. I loved the idea of it, but it was just fucking terrifying. And there was people around me who were just unhinged, and I just couldn't do that. So I stuck at doing a bit of mountain biking, and then I managed to I got into a bit of go-karting, this thing called pro karts. It was the cheapest kind of motorsport I knew that existed. And I did it out at Crail. And there's a little kart track at Crail.
The one right beside it, yeah.
Yeah, and I used to go there. I used to have a Ford Focus, and I would manage to dismantle a go-kart and put it in the back of a Ford Focus, take it out at the end, and then like we have to reassemble all these other people turning up with vans and stuff like that. And I was like, this is a hell of a lot of hassle. And then one day, I was at the kart track and I heard this noise, and I was like, what the hell was that? And there's just shit banging off limiters, and I was like, I went and climbed over a bund, and there was a couple of people in BMWs just like going mental on the oval, and I was like, why are they allowed to do that? It doesn't seem like something that people should be allowed to do.
Like, I want to do that.
Yeah, and I'm like, so I went down, I went over and asked them, and they were like, yeah, this is drifting, and yeah, we just come out here, we just like muck about in our cars doing that, and I was like, so you can take your car and do this. So I went, and I think like 3 weeks later, I sold all my go-karting stuff, and I was like, right, I need to find a car. And the first thing I was like, right, how do people do drifting? I went online. What car should I buy? And I went, Nissan S14. And I went, well, I'll see if I can find one of them. And I went on eBay and I found that car, which is very different. But I found a standard white S14, not the S14A, or I can never remember if it's Kiki or whatever. But I found that down in Newcastle for 1,600 quid. So I phoned the guy straight off and said, look, can I come down and buy it? And the guy went, yeah, okay, do you want to see it? I said, no, I will buy that 1,600 quid, headed it off.
Yeah.
picked me up, and
that was the money pit right there.
that is not £1,600.
It went up in value. If you didn't touch it, it would still go up in value. So it's not that bad, you know.
Okay. That is car people maths. 4 plus
and it doesn't work out.
Equals 4 million. No, it doesn't. It doesn't make that at all. It means negative.
But it makes you feel good inside. It makes you feel good inside, you know.
Car guys maths is totally wrong.
So we'll go on to the fourth question that we're probably going to go into there. What cars do you own?
So I own S14 back there, which is like caged S14 with it's now got a 1UZ turbo in it. Which, if you would love to find out about what that car is like, go to my YouTube channel.
And I'll link it. I'll link it in the description. Don't you worry.
Right, sir. So we've had that to the dyno just before all this COVID stuff started, and we got I think it was like 600 Newton meters of torque, and she's just shot her 500 brake. So she's a weapon which I've never been able to drive.
It's the same with me. I've hardly driven. I drove mine when I was hungover, and that was it.
Yeah. So at least you got on a track.
At least I got to have a little go.
I've maybe driven my car since it's now the most, like twice as powerful as it's ever
been. It's really dusty, the windscreen and everything, you know?
No, it's been a lot of fun.
There. What a shame.
Yeah. This is all good though, because this one's making it pretty again. Because it was, as you can see, that bumper has many layers of filler.
It needs a bit of love, you know?
Yeah, so it's been
you've also got an MGB GT?
Yes, I have MGB. You can probably just see it down here. So
I'll put a picture up so they can see it.
So I've got an MGB GT, which it's fully caged, like all the suspension on that's been done on it. It's like a project I've been doing for 10 years, and it's probably driven a mile. It's got a Rover V8 in it, which was the wrong decision. But I'm going to
cheap decision.
It was a cheap.
It came with hassle.
It was probably I made that decision about 8 years ago before I knew anything. And
you're like, a V8. Let's put that in there.
Yeah. I have a V8 that's literally this computer is sitting on top of in there. Or there's a 4-cylinder.
Yeah. I would put the SR20 in that.
Yeah. There's many SR parts, engines, blocks scattered around here, so that might be getting put in. Then I have an E46 compact, the most reliable car I have ever owned. I call it Plan B. It's got a 2.5 in it, and you can just smash it all.
She's a trooper.
She's just beaten to hell, and still goes.
She earned her money when we went to Drift Games. That's when she earned her money.
That car
has been to cool places.
That car went to Drift Games, and that car was punching well above its weight.
Did you not use that in the KD Customs Bash as well?
Yeah, that car has been
still there, still going.
Still going. There's nothing wrong with it. I have, and then I got another. I bought an E46 3 litre, which had a 3 litre in it. So I bought that. So I have taken the suspension out of that. Just the coilovers. I had a nice set of BCs, and that's going on that. So that's the drift car. There's a few other things about it that we're talking about.
The fifth question is one that I find hard to answer as well. Is how and why did you start YouTube?
I was just going through my old videos, and I started doing
It's interesting going through your old videos, like.
Yeah, and I just like I checked it out because I was trying to work out how long I've been doing this, and I went on and 2013, and I was like,
No way, have you been doing it that long?
I didn't think I'd been doing it that long. I should be way better than I am by now. Why am I not in BDC? Oh, God, shit.
You've got the power now, so you know.
Yeah, it's the
just
power.
blame the car. Before that, it was the power of it. You know, now you're gonna go places.
Yeah. I started YouTube because, firstly, I just wanted to document what I was doing, and I kind of wanted to have like memories of what I was doing. Then I wanted to start to do something a bit more interesting than just like recording like a dash cam of you driving around.
Yeah.
And I'd come up. The first thing was the Drift My Ride. But Drift My Ride didn't start as Drift My Ride. It was me and my good bud Suds. Hey, Sudsy boy! Stuck in Australia in COVID time, surfing. Brilliant way to spend
happy days, like.
Well, he's got it right. And I had this idea to make like a car review video, and I used to follow, or still do follow, a guy called Matt Farah, who does a thing called One Takes, where he just jumps in somebody's car, he goes up the canyons and drives the car. And I wanted to do that with drifting. So I have to say, I thought about it for like probably 6 months. And then one day I woke up hungover and my car was broken. I knew Suds' car wasn't. I was like, Suds, let's just go to Crail.
That's the MX-5, isn't it?
Yeah, and he had a little MX-5. And I said, right, we'll just we'll take your car up, we'll throw it on my trailer, and we'll do a wee video about it. And me and him just like got the shoot the shit. He talked about his car.
I've seen that episode, like.
It was ages and ages ago. And then so I did that, and I knew at the same time Driftland were looking to start up their kind of YouTube stuff.
Yeah, YouTube channel, yeah.
So I never thought that it would turn into that they wanted me to do it, but I thought, well, you know what? If I don't do this, there's no chance it'll happen. So I went up there, and then Ren messaged me after he'd seen the video. He was like, Craig, that was really good. Like, we need some more content for our YouTube. So would you fancy doing that? And I was like, so what's involved in that? And he went, so you just turn up to the track.
We'll drive lots of nice cars.
And drive loads of cars. And I was like...
Except for my RX-8.
Yeah, but that was really good fun because, well, it kind of goes back, like, it was terrible.
Yeah.
It's crap. It was rubbish. And I know you've fixed it since, or you've made it, or you seem to have fixed it, or there's lots of people who love RX-8s who just get really...
Yeah, they're great.
They're fantastic cars. And so he did that. He said, "Oh, do you want to come and do this?" And I was like, "Why not?" It's as somebody who runs their own business, I can I'm really flexible in my own time. I can, I can work till 5 o'clock in the morning and then jump off to do something. So we put a lot of effort into the starting that off. If you start at the very beginning of what Drift My Ride on Driftland was, we got, the first car actually was a 500 brake horsepower 350Z, but then we had subs and it built up from there. And
then you got this one. You had this one in white as well.
That one in white, which was really good. Apart from the clutch. Clutch was...
Yeah, I messed up with the clutch when I fitted it.
Yeah.
Because I never fitted that little spring thing. You did the same to yours, mine, because I told you were only drifting in second, and I was like, you fit the clutch wrong as well. You did the same as me, and it was.
Yeah.
So what is it? Oh, what's your experience to other people who kind of want to start YouTube? What would you say to them if they wanted to start YouTube?
The first thing is just do it. Don't think about it. Just pick the camera up and do it. Like you can look at go look at Craig Does Drift. Go to my YouTube channels. You scroll back to 2013, and you'll see some crap videos of me just. I don't even speak to the camera.
You would have had like a potato. You would have been like a potato phone, like 3210, you know?
No, the thing is, I think I still had a GoPro. I still have the
GoPro One.
No, it will be a Hero. What 3 years? It's still the GoPros I use now.
I was gonna say because I've got like a Hero 3 and 4s, I think. But I started YouTube just with my iPhone 6 or something like that. It was. And there's still some of the best videos that people are like the highest views is the ones I did with a flipping phone.
Yeah, like there is like the equipment you use is not important. That does not make the video. So what makes the video is you or the thing that you're trying to do. So just pick the camera up and start filming is the number.
That's what people say to me, like it's all in the editing, but it's not. It's just get it out there and speak to the camera. And some people like it, and some people won't. It just depends.
So like to get like a little bit deep into the kind of whole like making of a video. It's so much time involved in.
It is. There's not much. People think you make a lot of money, but it's not really any money in at all.
There's no money in it at all. They're not doing anything. But there is opportunities. Like
there's opportunities.
For me,
you don't physically get paid.
No. For me, like I did that. I did all the stuff for Driftline. We did all that. We built the channel. There was a lot of that core viewership from Driftline came from a lot of the Drift My Ride stuff. And the Drift My Ride stuff for me was like it's not just like a day in the life. It was our car review, which it spans time. That's still going to be relevant to somebody in X amount of time. If you pick a good subject or pick a subject. Doesn't matter if it's good. Just pick a subject. I'm going to upload it. That's how to start.
Yeah. So next question is, I think I might actually know this one, but what is your proudest moment in motorsport or drifting as such? I think I know this one because I was there watching you. I think, or I was spotter for you. I'm pretty sure that might be the one.
I don't really know. I don't think I've been that good at anything I've done.
Who did you beat not long ago?
You did beat not long ago.
Yeah, it was a girl. You beat a little bit. You told me you beat a little bit of.
No. I'd say proudest moment. I know I don't think that was. But what Stuart's referring to is I was on I was on a show called Drift Queen, and oh my God, I'm forgetting her name. It's James Dean's.
Becky Davis. Becky
Davis? If you ever watched that, I am so far forgetting her name. Anyway. Becky, lovely girl, and she came to Driftland, and I entered a round of Drift Cup. I've never been in Drift Cup in my life, and we had the S14 back there, no turbo on it, but this was the first time I'd done sticky tires on it and things, and I went out and I got her in the top 32. She qualified. I qualified really high. It was like 5th or something like that. It was like. Got the number. I think that it was, and I was like, wow, I was pretty happy with that. And then I got her in the first battle, and I did what? But the thing about that wasn't beating her was that at that event I worked out how to get around my head, which has always been my problem in drifting.
Yeah. That's a lot in drifting and competition is it's in your head.
Yeah, and
Let me get it out.
and what I did was like, so I'm from the '90s. Like I went to uni in the '90s and things like that. So I was right into dance music and stuff like that. And I just put some banging tunes on. Just
Went for it.
sat in the queue and just jammed out to tunes. And then I was like,
And then you told me, what was it, like a week later, you're like, I beat a little bit of James Dean. I was like, okay.
so yeah. So James Dean's a spotter for her. So as far as I'm concerned, this is what
And she's been trained by James Dean, you know, so
he was definitely giving her all the advice that
yeah.
day.
And you beat him. Me and you beat him together.
We together, we that's
Took a little bit of James Dean.
we totally didn't, but we in our
No, we didn't.
full brains.
Okay, my battery's running out, so
All right.
we've got a quick fire round now. So I need you to answer within 5 seconds or something like that. So right now, best car to start drifting with and 3 mods you should do first before you go drifting.
E46, it's not rotten. First 3 mods you need to do is service it. It works.
Good.
Then welded diff. Put a C in it.
Okay. Next one, worst drift car to start building.
A rotten one.
What's that specifically? There's going to be so many haters, like whatever you say.
MX5s are all rotten, aren't they?
Oh.
Love them, but, you know.
What do you think of electric cars coming into drifting?
Yeah, it's
Or
brilliant.
hybrids?
Yeah, to
Yeah.
bring on the future.
Or,
Yeah, totally. Why not? Why would you not want something that makes stack loads of power? Maybe not make a noise, but make it play some like Fatboy Slim or something like that.
Not bad. One thing you want to change on your S14 to make it better?
I think I need to relocate the rack a little bit further forward.
That's a common thing with S14, isn't it?
Yeah, you can just bring it a little bit further forward and get rid of.
If you had all the money in the world, what would you build?
A 4-seater drift car. I want it to be some rat-rodded, big American lowered truck. So not like I like that.
Like an F350 or something.
Yeah,
a massive thing.
Bit old school, big round lights. Just something that looks a bit like beer tank in the back, or like just something that's totally stupid.
Yeah.
And when people come up to it, they're like, that looks amazing. Then they get inside, and you've got 4 seats in there, and it's got some like crazy F1 engine in it.
Yeah. Go for it.
Let's just go for it. And then since you said did you say I've got all the money in the world?
All the money in the world.
Then I get to build a track that's actually private on.
Yeah. Okay, and then last one is, who should I interview next? Quickly. Whatever's in your head. Go.
Shand. Chris Shand.
Chris Shand. Okay.
Yeah. Because he's a really good banner. He's a good laugh.
Yeah, he's quite funny.
Does a lot of he does the commentating for.
Yeah, he ripped into me with RX-8, when I was at Golf Speed.
As he should have done. I know he's
standard.
True, mate.
Yeah. Okay, Craig. Thanks very much. It was nice to see you again.
No worries.
Enjoy lockdown and stay safe.
You too, bud. Nice to see you. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
I'm going to go inside because I'm fucking freezing. I've only got a t-shirt on.
Yeah, yeah, it's actually not that warm. Now it's quite good. Oh my god, it's got dark.
Yeah, it is. Well, we fucked about for about an hour until I worked out to record it.
Oh,
I'm hoping it did.
Look at the time, it's like 9:30. I'm like, of course it's dark.